wisdom God gave him. God warns that continued misuse of his
guys, welcome back. So today is Wednesday, August 16th. We are a few days into this vlog and I have not actually sat down and talked to the camera yet. It has all been quick like b-roll shots. It's been a busy week with work and I haven't been sleeping very well, so that's been kind of affecting my mood and stuff as well. So I just never really felt like sitting down and talking, but I did finish a book yesterday that I wanted to talk to you guys about. So last night I finished These Violent Delights. I wish I'd picked this up so long ago. I've had this book on my shelves for like 2 or 3 years probably. I'm not sure exactly when it came out, but I've had this on my shelves for a while and I really liked it. I ended up giving it 5 stars. I went into this, as I do with most books, pretty blind. I knew that it was a Romeo and Juliet retelling, kind of loosely like a contemporary version. I knew that it had like, that it was set in Shanghai and that its own voices, but there was so much more to this than what I was expecting. I was expecting the typical like feuding households, but this was so much more than that. This was like a mob, like gangster type setting with 2 competing households. Usually books that are like mobster romance are pretty like insta-love and don't have a lot of plot, but this was so well like thought out and planned out, and the plot and the romance are pretty evenly like distributed throughout the story, which I really appreciated. The characters, the 2 main male and female characters, had a lot of like backstory and history, which I really appreciated. The side characters I really loved. There's diversity in this. There's a trans character. There's a blossoming like male-male relationship that I think is going to be more of a focal point come in the second book. This talks about society and poverty and like generational differences and cultural differences and like colonizing and like Westerners coming in and colonizing Asian countries, in this book specifically China, and what role like Russians have played into that as well. And I thought the pacing was perfect. It kept me engaged the whole time. I was entertained. It makes you think. You definitely become invested in some of the characters whose lives are threatened. I really liked this. I have some suspicions about a couple things that I think are going to be revealed in the second book. I liked this so much that I immediately went and downloaded an audiobook of the second book from Hoopla, so I'm going to start that probably today because I want to read the second one while this one is fresh in my mind. This is definitely like, I think has a lot of rereadability. I think this is one that I will probably pick up again and again, so really enjoyed it. I highly recommend it if you have not read this one yet. Chloe Gong, the author of this, has a new book out. I forget what it's called, but she has a new book out and I'm excited to read that one as well. And this was a debut book as well, which is crazy because I think the world building was really good. Taking like concepts that we're really familiar with, taking a story that we're very familiar with and turning it into something new as your debut novel, I think is really awe-inspiring, and I think she did a great job. The Shakespeare, like Romeo and Juliet part of this, it was evident. You could tell that this was a Romeo and Juliet retelling, but it was never like overdone. There was just like a sprinkling of it in things like character names. There was the occasional quote from Romeo and Juliet. There was like the balcony scene. So things that you would recognize as being from Romeo and Juliet, but it wasn't like the full focal point of it. It was just kind of a backseat to the plot and the story, which I really liked. So yeah, I really enjoyed this. I highly recommend. I also finished After the Flood, which I've been reading for a while now. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It wasn't great. There was nothing like, it never really took off. There was never like a ton of action. It was just kind of day to day, this woman trying to find her daughter, get to her daughter. And I just thought it was a little slow. I didn't love it. There was nothing about it that like wowed me. So I gave it 3 stars. I'm going to be starting Kingdom of Ash. I've been putting this off for weeks because this is the last book in the Game of Thrones series, and I really don't want it to end. I want to just keep reading this series, keep being with these characters and learning about them and just finding out what's going to happen to them. I have definitely become like emotionally invested in this story, attached to these characters. Not to mention that this book is pretty big, so that's a little intimidating as well. But I know that once you get into these, you get sucked right in. So again, this is another series that I will probably reread over and over again. I've reread ACOTAR like 5 or 6 times. I think this will definitely be another one that I will keep picking up over and over again. So yeah, I'm excited to start that. And speaking of being emotionally attached to characters, I have a new cup in my shop that I thought I would show you guys. I just did this today. It says emotionally attached to fictional characters, which is absolutely me. I definitely become attached to characters, whether it be in books or movies or TV shows. And so I thought that was very apt and very relatable. And so that is currently up in my shop now. The link to my shop is always down below. I have a YouTube code. If you use code, I think it's just YouTube, you will get 10% off, I believe, 10 or 20% off of your order. So you can use that. The link to my shop is always down there. So that is just another aspect of work for me. Another income stream is my Etsy shop, which has not done as well this year as it did last year. But to be fair, I have not put nearly as much effort into it this year as I did last year. So I'm trying to rectify that and trying to like refine that passion for creating designs and making cups and posting on Etsy and all things. So this is my kind of first step back towards moving towards that. And as far as VA work goes, I spent some time this morning reaching out to realty groups and realtors. PaperWish, one of my clients, creates cards that say like welcome home for realtors who have clients who are closing on their houses, who just received keys to their houses, or just moving in as a cute little gift for their clients. A lot of realtors will have some kind of like gift for their clients when they move in. So these cards are super cute and super easy to add, like maybe a gift card to Home Goods or something. I think that would be a really cute idea. So if you are a realtor or you know someone who's a realtor, the PaperWish link is down below. They can reach out to them and ask about their like welcome home cards for realtors, and they'll know what you're talking about. And I also have a discount for PaperWish as well. That is just 10, and you get 10% off. That link is down below as well. And what else? I'm also listening to the audiobook of Fireborn. I'm like 60% of the way through. It's okay so far. I haven't finished. I'm also reading Fourth Wing. I'm like 20% in. So I don't really know if the comparison of the two is accurate yet because I haven't finished Fourth Wing, obviously. So far it's okay. I'm not like loving it. I do love the dragon aspect of it. I've always loved stories with dragons in them ever since I read Aragon when I was younger. So both of these books are definitely like feeding into that, like that enjoyment. But yeah, Fourth Wing is going to be in its own separate vlog because that is obviously like one of the biggest books of the year. I spent time yesterday going through my content calendar, moving things around, planning out. I have September and October planned out. I have some vlogs that I'm excited about for both of those months. We are a little more than a month away from our Disneyland trip, which I'm super excited about. And yeah, I think that is basically the update. Today's basically just working. I need to do some stuff for my other client, Jalapeno Honey. She has some stuff she needs to work on her website and some content creation stuff. And yeah, I think that's basically the update for now. I will check in with you guys later when I have another reading update.